Hi there, my name's Bren Vanderswag. I'm the owner of Gutter-Experts.com and founder of Gutter-Con, which is being held in just 43 days from now in Denver, Colorado. Leading up to Gutter-Con, I'll be doing a series of interviews where I'll be chatting with a variety of people in the gutter world. Speakers who will be presenting at Gutter-Con, suppliers, and regular gutter guys just like you and me. We'll be talking about their businesses and how they play a role in today's gutter industry. So I'd like to introduce to you today, or my guest for today, Hayley Bomher. Hayley is an account manager with NewTech Machinery, and she's been with the company since 2018. How are you doing today, Hayley?
Doing great, waiting for the next snow to fall.
Oh yeah? How's the weather down there right now?
Right now we're at about 50 degrees.
50 degrees. So I work in Celsius. So you're above freezing. That's not too bad.
No, or freezing for us is 32.
Yeah, right.
So
do you have much snow on the ground right now?
Nothing on the ground right now. Yesterday it was 70.
Oh, wow. That's nice. I think I was down there in November and it was a little cool when I was down there. I mean, it was certainly nice, but I always just kind of expected that you guys being so high up that it would be colder, but I don't think it gets really, really cold there, does it?
It has its moments, but the thing about Denver and the metro area is that we live in a valley. So a lot of times a storm system will come through the mountains, but then come right over us and pass us completely, or go to the east, go to the north or south.
Right. And so you've got some snow coming tonight, you think?
Yeah, up in the mountains it's supposed to get 2 to 3 feet, I believe.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what we'll get, but it's good for snowpack in the spring. So
yeah, I bet. Okay, well, super. So as you know, and as other people that have listened to my interview, a couple of my other interviews, I did have Steve Lavagnac on a few weeks ago. He's was the shop foreman, and we chatted a little bit about how things worked at NewTech, but thought we'd check in with you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your background, maybe before you came to NewTech, and kind of let us know how you came to be a part of the NewTech family.
Okay, well, I've been in Denver since 1995. I'm a transplant from Pennsylvania, so I think I've lived here long enough to be a native.
Yeah.
And I love it here. Basically, the last 20 years prior, I was in the lighting industry, manufacturing, distribution, and repping, all sides of that business. So I was used to looking up and seeing the lights. And now in this new world, I look up, but I'm looking at the roof. So it's just a different point of reference.
Yeah.
But it's still dealing with contractors and being in the construction industry. And so I was very comfortable with that.
Have you always been in sales?
For the most part, yes, sales. And in this role, especially, we're a lot more involved on the marketing side too.
Okay, yeah. And so did you come to Denver before you were with NewTech?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what were you doing for NewTech in Denver?
It was my last lighting job. I was working for a lighting distributor.
Okay.
But I got to NewTech. I had my resume on one of the sites, and somebody that I've known for 20 years came across my resume. There's not too many Hayleys in the world, so he's like, wait a second, and so now we work together. So it worked out.
So I mean, I maybe I shouldn't say this, but I mean, the gutter world is mainly guys.
Yes.
Certainly at the install level for sure. So how has that been for you?
Well, construction in general is male dominated.
Yeah.
But if you've been on LinkedIn or, just looked at anything in the last couple of weeks, it was International Women's Week, and I was at National Women in Roofing and at the end of February, or the end of January rather. And so more and more, you're going to see more of us, and across the board in positions from on the roof to the owner.
Yeah, I wish I could have had you in here a week ago today. That would have been the perfect timing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think you're right, and we've had a few women work in our office, of course, and I don't know, you guys can just do things better than us sometimes.
Well, each has their goods and bads, but I don't think that there's anything going on in the construction industry from any angle that a woman couldn't handle if she had the skill set and the wherewithal to do it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd like to see more women maybe doing some installs too.
Mm-hmm. So STEM has become much more popular. It's kind of come in favor again. Back when I was in high school, we actually had a tech school attached to our high school.
Mhm.
So you could go take general classes and then learn a trade
Yeah,
part
yeah.
of the time too.
I
And that
actually
kind of went
had
away.
I had a young lady working for me for probably a year and a half, a couple years ago, and she wasn't installing gutter, but she was helping with soffit and cladding. And
Mm-hmm.
she would run the brake, the bending machine that we use to bend aluminum, and very, very detailed. She was really, really good at it. So
Well, we have women across our company in every department.
yeah.
So yeah, they're building the machines, they're service techs fixing the machines, and everybody in between.
Yeah, great. So what about when you came to NewTech? Were you in the current position you're in, or were you doing something else?
No, it's the same thing, generally. So basically, just over time, with knowledge comes more sales and meeting people and going to trade shows and getting building relationships with distributors and direct contacts and learning about the business in general. One thing I'll segue, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
One thing that's been really cool is Mozilla companies took over NewTech
Great.
back in 2015, so little before I started.
Yeah.
And so all I know really is their involvement. And from what I can see from prior is they've just brought so much to the table, not just buying power and the ability to have the resources to expand what we do, but just investing in employees. And I've gone through, or the sales has gone through impact training, and it's been really, really cool.
Oh, cool. So the previous owner of NewTech, did he stay on with the company once Monzella
Nope, I never met him.
Oh, he was never there. Okay, so he's gone. Took his check and ran. So what else do they do, your parent company? And how did you pronounce it?
Mozilla.
Mozilla, yeah.
Yeah, they're based out of Cleveland, but I think we're up to 15 companies. Most of them are from the lifting side. That's where Mozilla started. Okay. As a matter of fact, we've been celebrating since the beginning of the year, the founder, Jim Mozilla. It would have been his 100th birthday. Oh, wow. So there's been fun things around that.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So is it, it sounds like a European name. Where's it originate from, or is that just the name?
I'm sure they're Italian, but I mean, they're based in Ohio, and that's where they have been.
So when you say lifting, do you mean like cranes and things like that? Oh, yeah. Wow. So big
cranes and slings and that side of things.
So it's an American company though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. And what other are there any other brands that we might recognize under the family name?
I'm not sure. There's Denver Wire Rope. A lot of them have kind of melded into Mozilla, like Mozilla FHS or Mozilla Invesco. There's Sheffield Metals. They're our sister company on the coil side and the accessory side of things.
Okay, yeah.
So that would probably be the most next to us that people would have heard of.
Okay. And so where has, I know Steve, when we chatted with Steve, he talked about, how NewTech has kind of grown. I mean, in the 5 years that you've been with the company, what have you really noticed?
Yes, it has grown exponentially. being brand new to the business, I didn't really have a frame of reference, but you see these machines and you think, how many can actually be out there?
Yeah.
And it's still gangbusters every
What do you think
day.
it is?
There's a lot of things. Some businesses fold and their equipment goes with them, or some people purchase something and they just never get their business off the ground and nothing happens with it and it ends up on a used market. But I think a lot of it, especially on the gutter side, it is such a small investment over in the grand scheme of things to start a gutter business.
Yeah.
That if you're minded for that business and have the wherewithal, less than $10,000 and you're in a machine.
Yeah. Is it still under 10,000?
Ish.
Ish. Yeah. I was going to say it's going up and up. I know we just had, and I'm sure steel's the same as aluminum, but I know with aluminum, we just got yesterday we had an 11% increase at the first of the month, and we got a 9% coming at the end of the month. So that's 20% in 30 days.
Yeah.
So
between the war and just what was happening prior, who knows when it's going to even out. You just have to kind of move forward, and business is business. Yeah. You got to move with it.
Yeah. So how far behind are you guys right now with production? Like as far as if you order a machine today, how long could someone expect to be waiting for?
Right now, if you order a standard Mach 2, 5/6 combo, you're looking at about 4 weeks.
Yeah. And is that kind of normal for you?
It could be shorter.
Yeah.
But considering where we were during COVID, it's better than the field, I believe.
Yeah. How is it in Denver? Things pretty calm now as far as COVID goes? Yeah.
Yeah, everything's been lifted except for, do what you want to do type of situation.
Yeah.
So we had our St. Patrick's Day parade for the first time in 2 years.
Nice.
So life is seemingly back to normal.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
I know we usually talk about gutter stuff here, but since I got you, I might as well just talk a little bit about the roofing machines that you have too. That's probably the bigger part of your business, isn't it?
It's a different facet of the business, and of course they're more money to invest in, so it's just a different way of looking at a business. But I just want to go back just for one more minute with the gutter.
Oh, of course.
So when we have our tours for Gutter-Con, which everybody's getting very excited about, your contractors are going to get a chance to meet some of the best in the business. We have Chuck, who has 20 plus, maybe 30 years working on gutter machines and being in the business. And actually, I call him a goat, Ron Shell, greatest of all time. He goes way back into the metal industry, and he's going to be there. So a lot of cool people for your contractors to meet, and we're looking forward to them just seeing the whole facility. And
yeah, I know I was down there in November, and it was pretty cool to see. So on the one thing, I think how you and I kind of started chatting a couple years ago was I was chatting with you about your 7-inch gutter machine. So
yes,
how long have you been making a 7-inch gutter machine?
I think it's been about 2-3 years now, maybe. Yeah. I mean, obviously it's a very specific market.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah. So. Is that something that, are you putting a few of those out a year? I mean, are many guys buying them?
Yeah, it's just like you said, probably a few a year. It's pretty specialized.
Yeah.
And we consider it, a specialty machine in the scheme of our scheduling and everything.
Yeah. And are they usually put on a trailer? Like, is that usually the best way to buy one of those?
You're the 7/8 or gutter or machines in general, or
the 7. Well, I'm thinking of the 7-inch commercial box gutter machine is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, you could put it. Yeah, on the back of a flatbed or something of that nature.
I think when I was down there in November, you had one sitting out front that was on a tandem trailer, like built onto the trailer.
Yes, we offer trailers for everything except the Mach 2s.
Right.
So yes, our BG7 does have a corresponding trailer if you would want that as well. Yeah.
And you have do you have a 7-8-inch combo gutter K-style machine too?
That's the Mach 2 is the 7.8.
Okay, 7.8.
Then the BG7 is the 7-inch box style.
Right. So the 7-8-inch, is that a relatively new machine also? Or
that's the one that I thought you asked about. So that one's been around for about 3 years.
Okay.
The BG7 before my time, so I'm not actually sure when that originated.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I think just chatting with other guys, there's not a lot of 7 or 8-inch machines out there, but they're certainly becoming more popular. I think as guys buy new machines, that's probably the next one to buy.
That's good to know.
Yeah, it's I know for us, I mean, there's lots of 6-inch machines around. If I were going to buy one, I'd probably look at the 7 for sure.
For commercial, right? You're not seeing,
Yeah,
you wouldn't see something.
I was thinking about the box, the 7-inch commercial box. You call it the BG7, is that it?
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that I was looking at. But on the K-style side, even I was thinking, people are talking about the 7-inch K-style. I haven't seen an 8-inch yet, but you'd want a nice big fascia for that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do you guys get involved very much with the people that supply the aluminum? Do you get very involved with that?
From a sales standpoint, we don't make recommendations as far as anything to do with putting it on the roof or what material you're going to buy. We make recommendations with parameters of gauge and thickness and things like that for our machines. But and then we have a list of companies that we recommend for coil. Yeah. And because as a customer, especially on the panel side, you want to make sure that where you're buying your coil from has whatever necessary testing is going to be needed in your area.
Right. Yeah, gotcha.
Not every coil supplier has testing.
What do you mean by testing?
So we'll use Dade County in Florida for an example. They have a very strict codes as to their installation, and there's certain specific tests that are required. And I don't have any of the names right now at the top of my head. So as the coil supplier, they bring their coil to the testing facility and then it's rated. So it's already, the coil's already rated for specific panels. So if the contractor needs the testing for it, it can be provided.
I see. So is that even on the gutter side or mainly on the roofing side?
Yeah, it's mainly on the roofing side.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say I never heard of that before, but it kind of makes sense. I wonder why they, so you specifically mentioned Dade County in Florida?
That's one of the tough ones. Yeah, they're pretty strict. My guess is having to do with just the storms and.
Yeah, probably to do with hurricane. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Yeah, cool. So what's the outlook for NewTech? I mean, is there anything new you guys are working on that you can talk about, or is it all big secret?
Yeah, we have first, probably what we have going on is a new profile to add to our SSQ2. I don't know if you're familiar with a board and batten profile, but it's extremely popular here in the States, and that's going to be the next thing we offer on that machine.
Okay.
I don't have a time frame other than this year. And then as far as new in the gutter world, there are things in the works, but I'm not quite sure of where they are in their process. But it'll be adding additional options to what already exists.
Okay, so no hints at all.
That's what I'm going to give you.
Okay. I tried.
I don't know. Maybe you'll get to see some secrets at the tour. We'll see.
Oh, okay. I'll be lifting up all the blankets to see what's underneath there.
Right.
So I know you probably don't want to chat too much about this, but I'll bring it up anyway, just because I'm from Canada. You guys did purchase a gutter machine company out of Canada that you don't really do much with anymore. But one of the neat things that I always kind of liked was the table. It was the Nasser machine, and it had the table that came out. I always thought that was kind of neat.
And potentially that's something you might see again. It will not be with the machine called Nasser, but we're looking to have something, you know, in our offerings that will offer some of what the Nasser did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, great. Well, listen, I want to thank you for chatting with me. I've got, I don't know if you can hear the thunder in the background, but
yes,
sounds like I'm going to get hit here any minute.
You better take cover.
Yeah, exactly. I want to thank you for taking the time to chat with me today. And
if I could, if you don't mind, I'm going to cut you off one more time and just put it out there. When anybody is signing up for this show, please make sure that if you have any questions you'd like to ask NewTech, whether it be about gutter or anything else we offer, please make sure you get those questions in, and that way we'll be able to address them at the tours.
Oh, nice. We're actually going to have a little bit of a sign up, and we're going to ask that question too, if there's anything, so that you guys can kind of prep for that in your presentation. So
okay, great.
Yeah, well, super. Again, thanks a lot, Hayley. And you know, we're only a little bit more than a month and a half away, and
crazy.
Hopefully the weather's good. I'm actually still hoping for a little bit of snow there. I'm hoping for really nice weather, but some snow in the mountains, because
definitely
taking a couple days afterwards, heading to Breckenridge for a couple days.
Yeah, unless it just turns 90s, you should have no problem with that.
Yeah, good. Okay, well, thanks a lot, Hayley. We'll be chatting.
Stay well. Bye.